Hi friends.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
Can anyone here tell me the meaning of the word Chomolungma? Please.
It's Tibetan name for Mount Everest.
Absolutely right. Chomolungma in Tibetan language means goddess mother of the earth. And they refer to Mount Everest with this name. And who was the first to climb Mount Everest? History tells us that on 29th May 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Norgay Kelsey climbed Mount Everest. But today, I will tell you the rest of the story. A story of the greatest mountaineer of them all, George Mallory. Born on 18th June 1886, Mallory, at age 13, won a scholarship for mathematics to the Winchester College. A few years later, he was introduced to the pleasures of mountaineering when a professor took some students for a trip to the Swiss Alps. And from then, there was no looking back for Mallory. In the next few years, he climbed all the mountains of the world, except the most elusive of them all, Mount Everest. Mount Everest, formed about 16 million years ago, is the tallest point of this world. 8,850 meters or 29,030 feet above sea level. A tree that every mountaineer worth his salt dreams to stand one day. In 1914, Mallory fell in love and married Ruth Turner. Ruth encouraged his mountaineering activities, managed household finances, and stoically bore the long separation from Mallory when he was away on his mountaineering expeditions. Mallory felt guilty about his long absence from home. And one thing he promised to do. Darling, I will quit mountaineering the instant I place your photograph on the tallest point of this world. Despite the two failed attempts, in 1924, the Royal Geographic Society appointed Mallory as the next leader to set foot on Mount Everest. At age 38, Mallory knew that this would be his last day. The day before the team departed, a reporter asked Mallory, "Sir, why do you want to climb Mount Everest?" And Mallory gave an answer that has been etched in history as one of the greatest quotes of all times. He simply said, "Because it's there." The team arrived from Southampton to Mumbai by ship and then traveled by train to Darjeeling. In Darjeeling, they selected 60 ponies and 100 odd Sherpas and began their long trek towards the goddess. Within a few weeks, the team set up base camp 6 at 27,000 feet. By tradition, the leader of the expedition, had to invite another member from the team to join him on final push. Mallory knew that it was not mountaineering skills, but true grit, determination, and tenacity that would decide the outcome of the expedition. He chose as his climbing partner Andrew Sandy Irwin, an Australian mountaineer of just 22 years of age. On 8th June 1924, Mallory and Irwin, tied to each other with a rope, began their final assault on Mount Everest. The cold was unbearable. Icicles hitting their faces like sharp needles. Waist deep snow, and not knowing where the next step would lead. The 6 layers of clothing that they wore offered them very little protection. Added to that, they had to carry the newly invented oxygen cylinders on their back, and also had to be constantly vigilant of the others slipping and pulling at the rope. Sometimes it took them up to 20 minutes to cover a distance of 50 feet. Their minds were blank, their feet numb, and their bodies wrapped in pain. They shouted words of encouragement at each other and climbed 1 foot at a time. Compared to Mount Everest, the hundreds of mountains that they had climbed between themselves seemed like child's play. Finally, at 3:36 p.m., Mallory placed his right hand on the summit of Mount Everest, pulled himself up, and lay flat on his stomach. With supreme effort, he stood up. The first man to stand on Mount Everest. The first thing that came to Mallory's mind was that the summit of Mount Everest was just about the size of his dinner table in his house. He wanted to scream. He wanted to jump up and down in joy. But he neither had strength nor the oxygen in his lungs. He stood there, head bowed, in front of this mighty one. Crawling at the snail's pace, Andrew Irwin finally dragged himself on top of the summit of Everest. After they had steadied themselves, Mallory took a photograph of Andrew Irwin, who posed with his arms held high. Andrew then returned the favor, and Mallory posed as if he had just been on a walk in the Welsh Hills. Time was running out, and they both knew that they had to get back to base camp before sunset. Clumsily, Mallory pulled out his wallet, extracted his wife's photograph, and placed it at the tallest point of his boat. He then bowed to the goddess and said, "The King of England sends her compliments, ma'am, and hopes that you will give his humble subjects safe passage back to their homeland." Weary to the bones, Mallory and Irwin began their slow descent to the base camp. But when they had descended about 800 feet from Mount Everest, they heard a ear-shattering sound. terrified. Mallory and Irwin looked up, and to their horror, they saw a huge avalanche of snow rushing towards them at breakneck speed. Lady and gentlemen, now you know the rest of the story. Mr. Postmaster.